Well, what is up? Welcome back. We are live, just here to have a little bit of a chat about Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend as well as Disneyland Race Weekend, and also to recap a little bit of Katie's half marathon that she just did. So, if you are here, you're watching live, you're in the chat, feel free to ask any questions about those race weekends. Pretty loose structure here. We don't have event guides or anything to go over. So, really, just, having a fun chat, talking about training, all of that fun stuff.
We're getting ready for Walt Disney World weekend the first week of January, and then Disneyland weekend the second week of January, which it's feels weird with them so close together because we're obviously extremely excited for Disneyland because it's not new, but it's back. It's like first Disneyland Race Weekend.
Yes.
I've only ever done it one other time. We have a huge group of people going, or people that like we know who are going. So it just is. I can't believe it's already almost here because we've been so excited for this for such a long time. So we're very, very excited. Yay! I'm glad this is the first time you can make it live. I think it's Marcia. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. But welcome. Little impromptu today. It's very rainy and a little bit chilly in Florida, so we didn't have much else to do today. So we said, hey, let's go live.
Yeah, I think this is kind of the time everyone's looking for like the marathon weekend content. And
Yeah.
obviously, there's not a lot about Disneyland right now because I think the like YouTube Run Disney kind of spear grew a lot kind of after those races went away.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
will be fun because there's going to be a ton of videos from pretty much every creator out there from Disneyland weekend. So there's going to be all sorts of really cool stuff.
Yeah. One thing I was thinking about today, because first, I feel like we're a little bit overdue for our digital guide for Disney World Marathon Weekend.
No, it should be about 2 weeks before.
Oh, okay. I thought we were 2 weeks before. I am a week ahead in my brain. It's that time of year where like you start to like not never know what day it is, you know?
And
But
that all could be tough with like Christmas being next week.
yeah,
Things
but
could come out next Tuesday, kind of like I think we would expect them to.
I think they will. So here's the something I was thinking about today earlier. So you know how they do the digital guide and it's the same website every race weekend with the guide. Well, how is that going to work with Disneyland? Because they can't use the same
Link.
website, which is one thing where I'm like, maybe that's one reason why it feels like it's taking longer to get info, because they're like, oh, we have to figure out how to do two of these at once because it's the week after. They'll have to have the guide out before that.
I mean, Disneyland still has a lot of info because like Walt Disney World, even if we don't know things, we can make a lot of fairly accurate speculations about how things are going to go. Like we could tell you pretty confidently what the course is going to look like. Yeah. But Disneyland, and I know there have been like some rumors and stuff about what people think are going to be, but it really wasn't even until earlier, I think this week or late last week, that we found out where the expo is, and that's still not updated on the Run Disney website. Right. That was sent to Club Run Disney members.
Right, which is one thing I was going to say here, was it the email that went to Club Run Disney members did mention the expo being at the Disneyland Hotel, which is where we thought it was going to be, because I'm pretty sure that's where it was when I did it before, in like one of their convention halls. So that'll be good to know. But yeah, so not a lot of info on anything yet. I will say Disneyland races did open up periodically last week for registration. So that was probably the last big push for like leftover charity bibs or whatever. So probably not going to have many openings after that, but I did try to sign us up for the 5K. Was not able to. Congratulations, you don't have to do the Disneyland 5K.
I mean, I would have been game.
I was like, we're gonna be there.
We are gonna be there regardless.
Oh, sorry. We're both now we're just zoning, not reading things in the
Reading, yeah,
comments.
just
Yeah.
catching up on comments.
A lot of people here for a last minute noon on Saturday. That's nice.
Yeah, that is a good point. We still don't really know what the photo situation is going to be because Genie Plus includes Photo Pass,
Hmm.
but they really haven't like announced anything along those lines. I hope it's still like it'll just link to Photo Pass and be fairly easy like Walt Disney World is, but we will see.
Yeah, it's gonna be a learning year. So very exciting, all of that. Now we're gonna talk about St. Jude as well, but I didn't know if you wanted to say anything about Space Coast because you did
I
that
talked
one.
about Space Coast last show we did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, our last rundown. I talked about
Okay.
Space
Okay,
Coast.
never mind then. We're not going to talk about Space Coast, but I think I might try to run Space Coast next year as I was thinking about races and stuff. I would love to go back and spoiler alert, I would love to go back and do St. Jude again, but that obviously requires a plane ride and an overnight trip and all of these things, whereas Space Coast is a little closer. But I'm gonna put that on my list for next year.
I
It'd
would do
be
it again.
a good December. It's usually I think it's always the Sunday after Thanksgiving, so it's
Yeah.
good time and everything. So, but yeah. So feel free to drop in questions or comments or anything about Run Disney or anything else. But I'm gonna do my little St. Jude spiel and talk about that. So that race was 2 weekends ago now, I believe.
Yep.
Time has gone by fast. Up in Memphis, weather actually ended up being very nice. I was a little concerned because it was trending colder. It's Memphis. It's a little north of Florida, so colder than I'm used to here. But I was more concerned about it raining and being cold. We got very lucky and it ended up not raining, but we had a good amount of cloud cover keeping the sun out, so it was actually perfect running conditions. The course goes all through Memphis. I did hear that it was a new course this year compared to prior years. And in prior years, apparently they ran it a little bit through more neighborhoods, whereas this was a little bit more in the city. But it was very fun. It was the most city race that I've ever done. It was nowhere near like a New York or Chicago, I think, but it was definitely like the most in a city that I've ever been. They had businesses had their tables outside of the restaurant and the bars. Churches had the tables outside the churches, and lots of people. It was very fun. The expo was amazing. I have never seen such a cool expo with different lots of different vendors, but also a lot of just like St. Jude photo opportunities or volunteers like thanking you for being there and things like that. It was really, really nice. But I was gonna share the medal. So we did the half. So we got our 13.1. All of the medals are this design, and then with the different distances and different colors. Yeah, let the professional show it off there.
There you go.
So a very nice medal. Now they have a 5K, a 10K, a half, and a full, and they all run on the same day. The half and the full started at 8 a.m. The 10K and the 5K started at 7 a.m. So some people you could do a 5K and the full or the half, or if you're fast, the 10K and the full or half. I know a couple people did that, and they had like a challenge for that, but they didn't talk very much about it. So I'm not sure like what you got with that, but it looked like some people did it. And then the shirt, very nice shirt. Everyone gets the same shirt. It's just for the weekend. But a very cute little long sleeve shirt, has little thumb holes in it, so that'll be a good, if I need a cold weather running shirt. But very fun, a very good cause. You get to run through the St. Jude campus as part of it near mile 10, 11. And some of the patients come out, some families come out, nurses, doctors, people who work at St. Jude cheer, during that part. And it almost made me cry. It was very emotional. But yeah, it was a great race. And I did get a PR. I wasn't going for a PR. I wasn't necessarily going for a PR, but it ended up being, just everything kind of added together for that one. I think it might have been, I don't know if I talked about this yet, but I think it might have been for my dinner the night before. I did have Subway. And I think that might have been the key to it, was just a good Subway sandwich. But and then yeah, so that was St. Jude. If you're ever looking for a December race, great cause, cool city, um, I would definitely recommend that one. So
Yeah, sounded like they had a good weekend. Definitely from some of the stuff she posted from the expo, definitely looked really, really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and we fundraised for it, so we got to go to they call their fundraisers St. Jude Heroes, and they call their little fundraiser lounge the Heroes Lounge. So we got to do that part of the expo as well, and that was really cool. Extra photo opportunities. They had a little service project going. You could get like another free shirt there, so it was very fun. Just a great experience all around.
Yeah,
So
we should also thank the many people watching the show
yes,
who actually did take the time to donate because that was Katie's first time, and I've never done fundraising, but that was kind of our first time doing a fundraiser, and we were very touched by the people that, came out and donated and helped Katie reach her goal
yeah,
fairly easily, honestly.
yeah. I can't. I was honestly anticipating like having to pay for most of that myself, and I was prepared to do that when I signed up to fundraise. We did this in memory of two of my grandparents who passed in the past year, so if I needed to do the all of the fundraising myself, I would have. But I was just very very touched at everyone who contributed, and that made it even more meaningful to me, was to have our little community help with that. And that was really, I'm going to start crying, oh my goodness. Thank you everybody. um Ooh, you know what? I did look this up and I Googled it. I want to say like 20,000. It was I remember thinking it was comparable to the crowds we would have at Disney, except all of the races were on the same day, so it even felt even more big, because instead of the races being 4 days, it was like all of the Disney races put together on one day. And you queue up like, on a city street, so it feels very very crowded and cool.
Yeah, but I'm glad you went. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
It all looked super cool. I was not there. I did not run
Yeah, you would have loved it. It's just a hard time of year
for the
for you.
travel.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
Yep. But again, if you guys have questions about Walt Disney World Weekend, Dopey Challenge, or Disneyland, now would be a great time to ask them. We'll have kind of just a free floating conversation bouncing around whatever people want to talk about or have questions about. But I mean, Marathon Weekend is, just a couple weeks away here. Um, I don't know that, I'm really expecting too many big shakeups this weekend. I think things should be fairly
Yeah.
standard for Marathon Weekend. Of course, Marathon Weekend is my favorite race weekend of the year. I think it's just the most hype, the most excitement. It does kill us to not be doing Dopey this year.
Hmm.
We are running the half. We will still be at the expo
On
on
Wednesday.
Wednesday. That is our game plan right now, and we'll probably hang out there for a little while. We had a pretty good time hanging out on wine and dine weekend, just sitting around. And we have a lot of friends still doing Dopey, obviously, so they all have to go to the expo on Wednesday. So excited to see everyone, excited to run the half with everyone for sure. And I mean, the half is, if we were going to do one distance, the half is my favorite distance of race, especially for Run Disney. I think you get, it's enough time, but it's not too long.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
just always the most fun.
Yeah. I love a half, especially right now when we feel like we've trained for, well, for me, you're pretty much always kind of in half half zone, but it's like it's still obviously like a challenge, and you get, that really good a feeling of accomplishment after, and it's good for me. I know for other people it's different races, different distances can get you that way.
This is a good question. Lillian asked, "What's the on-course character situation if it rains?" In all my Run Disney years, I've avoided any significant rain. It depends, but if you have significant rain, the characters will unfortunately go away or go inside. There are very few opportunities for like covered character stops. So we have had it couple wine and dine specifically have had some rain where we've missed out on characters. Um, yeah, so unfortunately, if it is raining heavy enough, now like some light rain, some of them will still come out. It does depend on the character and their design, essentially.
Hmm.
Um, whether it's a face character or a larger costume character.
And yeah, it's unfortunate, and sometimes it's been, with Florida, you get lots of like waves of rain. You don't get so much like a constant rain. It happens sometimes. It's happening today, but so there's times where early corrals may get a character, but then they have to go away, or vice versa. So yeah, usually I would say most of the time, Run Disney is pretty lucky and not too bad on the rain. But we are having, I think it's the El Nino weather this year that's giving us like a wetter winter, and January, February might be part of that. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is. I don't think we've ever had one where like we just didn't have any characters out. Like,
Yeah.
there's always at least been someone out, or the range, been heavier towards the beginning or the end. So we had a lot of characters in the first or the second half. I don't think we've had one that's been like a complete wash where just no one's been out.
Yeah.
But there's certainly been times where we've missed characters.
Yeah. That'll be interesting to see. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I just thought that
That's
was.
okay. Oh, the superhero half with the. Ooh, that would be so hard to run. Yeah. I was thinking, yes, this is what I was talking to with the running through Epcot. It will be interesting. I'm very like nervous. I'm very nervous that they will just stick with the same old course going through Guardians, because it's easier to just stay with it.
I think they will, but even running where we already run past connections, you're going to still get a pretty good view in that center area. I unfortunately just don't think we're ever going to get the running down by Spaceship Earth, as much as I would love that. Like, that would be perfect to take out that whole running around the backside situation, because no one is really down for that.
Yeah. I do like how the marathon course last year ran. You got to run by Spaceship Earth, like in that beginning part of Epcot. That
Yes,
was
I
really
do love
nice. I
that.
hope they keep something like that in at least the marathon. But that, because that you get that pretty Spaceship Earth view and some pretty Spaceship Earth pictures potentially. So it's a cool area. Uh, a Katie Luminous review video ASAP. I did see it on Thursday.
Yeah. There won't be. Well, I mean, we didn't have them for Wine and Dine, but there's no barges to make the race weekend
I
signs, which was the
know.
coolest thing about the barges.
And it was funny because I think multiple people I had the conversation with at Wine and Dine, with the barges not being there. Like we all said we missed having the barges with the race logos. It's the only thing about the barges I liked was the cool like race logos we could get on them.
Yeah, I mean, there
But
still is like a big thing in there that they could potentially have like the fountains going
fountains,
for race weekend, which would be cool.
yeah, with
I
the
would love to see
lights.
that. I don't know that they will though. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I don't know, because they'd have to have someone, some kind of show producer or something to monitor them. I don't think they can just turn them on and not have someone there to
I don't know.
control it. But Allie, we're so excited to do Disneyland with you too. And you can meet all of our running friends.
Yes, that's gonna be such a fun weekend.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, other than this weird storm we have this weekend, though, usually January's got pretty good weather for us.
Yeah.
Although we had that one year where the half was canceled due to like that crazy
Oh,
storm.
yeah. I don't think we either of us ran that year, but I remember being in bed at like 3 in the morning, looking at my phone, be like, "Oh no, they're gonna cancel the half," and then they did. And then some people ran their first marathon the next day because they let them either
Defer to the marathon. Yep.
refund, defer, or get the medal and like do virtually. And a lot of people was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to run a full marathon." Which I think is kind of cool, but also kind of scary.
A little bit,
I
yeah, for sure.
don't know what I would have done in that situation.
I know. I do. I definitely wish. Well, you might be there for the full.
I might, yeah. I think I'm gonna try to explore doing some cheering. We'll have to see how it works with the our fur child because that's kind of what we're focusing on is him not having to go to the boarding a week before he has to go for a whole week. So
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it'll be fine because I work the next day. So,
yeah.
but yeah, so Katie might be there. I'm just excited for the marathon because of the amount of people at Wine and Dine.
Oh my
We're
gosh,
like, oh
yeah.
yeah, we're doing our first Dopey or first marathon, this year, and it was just super awesome to hear about all those people,
Yeah.
attempting these big challenges.
Yeah, I really I was gonna try to like cheer for the 10K and the full. I don't know if I can do the 10K because I do technically need to work that day. But if I get there for the full, I really want to go inside of Epcot. Hopefully it goes that path of connections and I want to go to that path and I want to have a sign that says you are actually almost there. And, and I want to cheer there.
I hope you do.
I've been thinking about this for a while.
I hope you do go in here. I'll send you with the camera, have you shoot some
Yeah,
video.
yeah. It'd be more fun if you were there. But or if anyone else wants to go into Epcot and cheer with me, we could have a whole little zone there.
Yes. Well, we will have plenty of time to also meet up and hang out with people at Disneyland. Which, speaking up, we are having like an official meetup at Disneyland Race Weekend. That is Saturday the 13th. So the Saturday after the 10K at 2 p.m. It's at the new lounge over at the Disneyland DVC Tower Hotel. It's just like their pool lounge there. It's kind of a new little area. I forget what it's called specifically, but if you go to our
Like
Facebook
paradise
page,
something.
we can
Keep
pull it up
talking.
then. Yeah, if you go to our Facebook page, we have an event there, so you can actually hit that and hit that you're interested or going. If you do use Facebook and it's within your power, we do actually appreciate you letting us know that you're planning on coming, just so we have an idea of who to expect. But that is, again, Saturday the 13th, Disneyland Hotel at 2 p.m. It is very casual, very drop in, drop out. We'll probably be hanging out there for at least like 2 hours or so. So, if you find you have a little bit of time hopping between California Adventure and Disneyland, you are more than welcome to come and hang out for a little bit, have a drink or whatever, just hang out. But that is kind of one of our first, like, more official meetups we're doing. And if you are going to be at Disneyland weekend, please, come out and see us, say hi. Otherwise, we are going to be running around the parks. We'll be at the races, of course, all of that fun stuff. How does entry work for non-hotel guests? It's actually just, yeah, it's just open. You can just walk into Disneyland Hotel. It's it's not as difficult as Walt Disney World makes it. Now, if you are driving, you're going to have to deal with like the regular Disneyland parking situation, but Disneyland, you can easily navigate from pretty much anywhere on property to anywhere in that vicinity. A Disneyland Hotel is literally a 5-minute walk from the parks. But yeah, like I said, we do hope that you find some time to come out and hang out with us. If not, like I said, we'll hang out after the races and all of that stuff. We'll try to post up kind of where we're situated. Of course, not being a Walt Disney World weekend, I can't be like, oh yeah, we're going to be in, this usual spot where we hang out. But you can always message us on Instagram and we'll let you know where we are.
Yeah, we are doing parks. Wednesday, we're not doing any parks, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, our plans are to be in different parks that day, and we'll share where we're at and what parks we're at. I feel like it's such a more condensed area that's going to be very
Easy to
easy
find and run into
to
people.
just run into people and
Which I'm
say
like so
hi.
excited. I think it's going to feel like a party just like all the time, just always running into people we know. So if you do see us, you, like I said, feel free to stop by, say hi, all of that fun stuff. And if I know we kind of hinted on it, but they did announce the expo is at Disneyland Hotel. They have not, again, updated their website with that information. There's some sort of group photo for Coast to Coast. I don't know if they will have anything official for that, but certainly if you're doing Coast to Coast, come and find us. I think most of our group is doing Coast to Coast.
Yes, I don't know if everyone will get their coast to coast at this weekend, but
No,
that
quite a
would be
few
fun.
people will.
We can try to do something like that after the half meetup type thing. Um, is this? Hold on, I should just. Don't we
Palm
have?
Breeze Bar is it?
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I wasn't sure if that was it or not.
Yes, it's literally right below the new DVC tower there. But yeah, like I said, come and hang out with us. And if you guys have any questions again about either of these race weekends, otherwise we're going to keep kind of just spurting out exposition. Remember, you will need to grab a wristband at the expo in order to claim your Coast to Coast medal.
Yep, I believe that's how they're still gonna do it. I did coast to coast in Disneyland, and I think it was 15. It was fun to keep the wristband on the whole time.
Yeah, this will be my first Coast to Coast. Like we said, my first Disneyland Race Weekend. So I am super excited. It's going to be so much fun.
um, oh shoot, there was something I was thinking about, but it had flew out of my head. You said coast to coast. Oh, I was thinking, I was like, they still haven't shown us what the medal is going to look like for that, and I'm very excited to
Yeah,
find out.
I feel like we should see that like soon because like they have to almost have those like in their possession at this point.
Either that or something happened and they won't have them. I did see something. I think it's on the Rent Disney site somewhere where they were talking about. There's basically a list of people who are doing coast to coast. You know what? It might have been with this most recent. Um, we did see kids races medals. We saw them at the Wine and Dine Expo, and we have some in our video.
Yeah, so if you watch our Wine and Dine Expo video,
They
they
haven't
will
done
be in that.
they haven't done any like posts about them, like Run Disney hasn't, but they did have the medals at the Wine and Dine Expo. And I remember thinking they were cute. Were they Chippendale?
I don't remember.
Oh, I think they were Chippendale. They were cute. Um but oh, and this could have been in relation to the late signups that happened for Disneyland last week, but they were saying something like if you registered last week for a Disneyland race and then qualify for Coast to Coast, you may not be on the list of Coast to Coast people that they have at Disneyland Race Weekend. They did say that they would mail your medal to you later. So maybe,
That's interesting.
yeah, probably because
Well, these are like
they've
kind
already
of
ordered them.
yeah, these are kind of like one-off medals, I
Yeah,
think. Like I don't think they're going to do this special medal situation again.
Yeah, but it is nice if that is the case and someone qualifies for that special medal, they'll try to get you that special medal. So that's something to be aware of. Hopefully they don't run out. I really want mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what else. What else? How's training going?
Training's kind of rough for me right now, not going to lie.
Yeah, we've slept in some of these mornings, but I feel like it's almost okay because we're not doing a marathon next month. So
I think that's the problem is I'm like,
bad.
"Oh, I'm just doing some half marathons." I was like, "This is fine."
Yeah, that's kind of how we're at too. It was really easy to sleep in this morning when we said someone was gonna get up and do 13 miles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's raining. It's been raining since early this morning, so
Yeah.
and I did not get out of work until very late last night.
Yeah, I turned off all of our alarms because I knew you'd.
Yeah, I was not home until like almost midnight last night. It
Yeah.
was a fun old time. But I have no costume plans for any of these upcoming races. Katie, I believe, does though.
I do have a costume plan for Disneyland. I'm not going to say it publicly yet because I think it's really cool. Hopefully, I can pull it off. It's still in process, but it'll be for the 10K. And it kind of goes along with my sister's costume that she's wearing. And I'm hoping that we are running together. I actually need to talk to her about that and make sure that that's our plan because mine won't necessarily make a ton of sense unless she's
She's with you.
So that is my costume plan. But I have started dreaming about what costume I want to do if we end up getting into the Halloween one because Halloween is awesome
Yeah, I
at
feel like you'll
Disneyland.
have to do
Even though it's in like
something.
early September, but whatever. I feel like that would be a really fun thing to do. But we had so much fun doing costumes for the 10K at Wine and Dine, especially with our big group, that I think we are gonna try to figure out another like big group costume to do again. And we're not historically big costume people, so this will be fun. Mr. Toad. Oh, that's
I like that.
fun. Mine's kind of like Disney. It's not Disneyland specific, but it's like closer related to Disneyland than Disney World. And for the same reason, I was like, I gotta do something that's more Disneyland-y. So hopefully it works out. If not, I'll have to save it for another Disneyland year, maybe. But I think it will. It's not too hard. I just have to like do it. Yeah. Mr. Toad is a great idea. I would really like it if we could get like 200 people to do the Lion King themed race and all of us run as wildebeests. I think that'd be really fun.
I'm not on board with this, but she has been on this idea about the wildebeests for quite a
I
while.
think it'd be darkly funny, which kind of is my thing. Small World. Oh, Small World for the 10K and Dumbo for the half. I am like thinking about trying to do some kind of like Dumbo Disney bound for the half because Dumbo is one of my favorite characters. Dumbo's adorable and also elephants are cute. If you didn't see the news, there is a new baby elephant at Animal Kingdom. I saw that video earlier today, screamed very loudly and scared Lake.
I ran out thinking like the house was falling apart or something.
Nope, just a new baby elephant. Her
Yep.
name's Cora. She's adorable and perfect. She was born 3 days ago, and I really want to go see her.
One person on the ground dressed as a lion.
Yep, yep, yep. You're right on track. I think it'd be so funny.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of, riffing and stuff. Is there any like gear or anything that you've been using that's new or different that you've been excited about?
I don't think I've really had any new gear. I'm loving my Brooks Ghost 15s. I was saying to my sister when we were talking, when I saw her at the St. Jude half, that I think those are like my most consistent favorite running shoe that I've ever had, which is like really nice because I've, cycled through a few to find
Took her a while to find some
mine.
shoes she really liked.
Yes, but I love the 15s. They always, a new pair of those just feels so good every time. I still use Senata as my bottoms. That is my bottom go-to, either leggings or shorts. Those are the best. But yeah, no new gear for me. I haven't run in my vest for a little while, but I know I'm gonna have to pull out my running vest when we start actually training for a marathon again, which will be next spring.
Yeah.
Excited to use that.
Yeah, we don't have any full marathons in the books right now. I mean, I was trying for Boston. That didn't happen. And now we've like, with Disneyland half added, we've kind of really filled out like our
Next year's
race and vacation
plan.
schedule. So we don't know if something will happen then. And then we have friends trying to talk us into ultra marathons and this and that. Well, me. I could be talked into it.
I can set up a great ultra marathon snack station, though. That is something that I will compete at and win.
But yeah, so potentially Dopey will be my next marathon. And even then, that wouldn't be one that I would race because that's...
It's too fun.
Yes, it is too fun.
So maybe another competitive full marathon for you in 25?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would like to re-up my Boston qualifier and all that.
Yeah.
Try to run a faster marathon.
You got a good amount of time to work at it.
Yeah.
And that'll be good. Yeah. You should do some strength training.
Yeah. Might do what's Celebration half again this year though?
Oh, in January.
Yeah, right at the end of January.
Yeah, let's just do a half marathon every weekend in January.
Yeah, why not? I see no problem. I already basically do a half marathon.
I know. No,
every weekend.
I was thinking more for me. Like, might as well.
Yeah, you just do it.
It'll keep me in shape for Princess. That historically has been my problem. Is like I'll run in January and then I'll accidentally not run at all
in February.
and then I'll run Princess.
Yeah, more Disney problems, more races than PTO.
Yeah, that's the remote work life though. It helps me a lot.
But yeah,
That computer will work.
yeah, otherwise me, I still am on my last pair of Hoka Mach 4s. And if you don't know, the 5s have been out for like 3 years now, and I had bought a bunch of boxes of 4s when they went on discount. I am a little bit bummed because they are starting to
Mm.
wear down. And funny enough, the 6s are coming out this year, so I'm like, do I try to make these last until the 6s come out, or do I just suck it up and buy a pair of 5s, which are pretty similar to the 4s
I was about to
anyways?
ask, have you tried the
I
fives?
haven't tried the 5s, but they're pretty similar. But yeah, I've been running on the Mach 4s forever. And then I have a couple pairs of Adidas I've been kind of, I'm going to say, playing with a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. They've been okay. I still, I think, like the Mach 4s as my favorite shoe. Um, Otherwise, other than like trying out the Adidas, there's nothing like really too new that
New.
I've done.
I like your Adidas. They just look really sharp.
Yeah, they do look cool.
Yeah. I ran into I was running in the Ghost 14s. Those were the first pair of Ghosts that I had gotten, and I liked them a lot. The first neutral shoe I ran in, and I was like, okay, great. And I was gonna like buy up a bunch of them when the 15s came out and they went on clearance, but someone got me a pair of 15s as a gift, I think for Christmas last year, and I ran in them and I liked them so much more than the 14s that then I didn't want to spend my money buying clearance 14s because the 15s were so good. So now I'm excited for the 15s to eventually go on clearance, and I will buy up a bunch of those. Those are fabulous.
Yeah, nothing like buying the discounted shoes, which is why I bought um the Adidas
Mm-hmm.
because I
Oh, you had a good
a
discount code
friend
on them.
yeah,
Yeah.
a friend of ours is like their like top level of their loyalty program, so they get a code that just works on like any shoe basically.
That's nice.
So I got 40% off two pairs of shoes, and one of them was already the clearance model.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they have, it is fun to have different things to try and play with when you're running.
Yeah. I did get this hat at the St. Jude Expo because I thought it was going to rain and I forgot to bring a hat. And this is one of the Boko hats. I don't know if you can see it.
Love Boko hats.
And I got it because I knew Lake liked them. I had never really worn them before. I will say these are great hats. Big fan of the Boko brand now. How many shoes did you bring to Dopey this year? I brought three. I think I brought three. How many did you bring? Did you bring four?
Uh, so funny enough, Dopey was that whole funny shoe situation because I had a little bit of pain I was dealing with. So I think I brought three pairs of shoes, and I had bought two pairs of shoes that I picked up at Disney Springs because the
Mm.
Cliftons were on clearance because the Clifton 9s were about to come out. So I bought two pairs of Clifton 8s. And I forget, I wore something for the 5K, and then for the 10K, I wore one of those new pairs. And I was like, oh, these feel really good. I didn't feel like any pain or anything. So I was like, I'm gonna wear them for the half tomorrow. So I went, wore them for the half. I was like, wow, these still feel really good. No pain or anything again. I was like, I'm gonna wear them for the full, which is like not the shoe I would have thought I was going to run 26 miles in. But again, I wore them. I think just having that fresh pair was just really what I needed at the time because I was in like marathon training, so I was doing some pretty heavy mileage at the time. So I ended up running Dopey pretty much on one pair of shoes
Because
for the
you
most
ended up
part.
liking them so
Yeah,
much.
because they felt so good that whole weekend.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think I think was that one of the races. Sometimes I'll bring like an older pair that I know I'm like almost done with, and I'll wear it for a 5K or a 10K, and then I'll just trash them at the hotel and not pack them back. Done that a couple times, but yeah, I think I had three because I think I wore the new 15s I had gotten for Christmas for the 5K and or the 10K. And then I would have done two different pairs of 14s for the half and the full.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, I would recommend having two pairs only
Mm-hmm.
because if you do have bad weather one day,
Yeah.
you're not trying to dry them out for the next day. You've got just another dry pair ready to go. But there are certainly people who bring four pairs or five pairs, and some people who just bring one pair. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever. Sometimes it's up to how much space you
How many
have in your
pack? Yeah.
baggage.
Yeah.
But I think 2 is pretty reasonable.
Yeah. I would definitely suggest at least 2. Also, because I use my running. I know this is not a normal thing, but I'll usually use one pair of my running shoes as also my walking around shoes for the day and stuff. Just because I don't have good walking shoes otherwise, they're the only shoes I have.
But yeah. Should you bring 2 pairs for Dumbo Challenge 2?
I will.
I probably will as well. Like I said, I like just having that second pair, and like I said, sometimes I just like go the day of and I'm like, oh, I think these might feel better today.
Yeah.
So just having some options based on how you're feeling, especially with that weekend where we're gonna be doing a lot of walking and running around. So yeah, I think we'll each have 2 dedicated pairs.
Yeah. But we're flying Southwest, so we each get 2 checked bags for free.
Yeah.
We have plenty of room.
All the room for bags.
Whole empty suitcase for 11 medals and 10 shirts that I will acquire.
I love that.
Oh, that must be for Dopey, right?
I think doing Dopey into Dumbo.
Into Dumbo. Okay, I was like 11 medals. That is so cool. Yeah, that's a lot of shirts. I always think about people who, and I do this too. Like, I don't ever bring enough shirts or clothes to wear to a race weekend because I know I'm getting
shirts.
Like 3 to 6 shirts. Yeah, you get 6 shirts if you do Dopey. It's so many. Oh, you know what I just got really excited for?
What?
Dumbo shirt.
We will have a Dumbo shirt, yeah.
I do not have a shirt with Dumbo on it.
I hope those are short sleeves.
I don't know if they will be. I feel like they're gonna go.
I really hope, being like California and potentially warmer, that
I don't think they will be.
I really hope. I would be a little bit bummed if those are long sleeves, to be honest. And I mean, I wear the long sleeves almost every day. Like, that's typically what I come in. Yep,
that's what we just said. Yeah.
Yep, just what we're discussing.
I think the Halloween September ones will be short sleeve.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. We're long. Sorry, late. Well, I appreciate
my Disneyland one was short, but that was
the September race.
So, because this used to be Tinkerbell.
No, this was Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars Lightside.
Yep.
Okay. They just changed everything all up on us. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't mind that we get long sleeves and short sleeves. I kind of wish we could get it switched up a little bit, just because half of our short sleeves we get are princess ones, which I'm like, I mean, I'll wear them if I really like them, yeah. But typically like 2 out of 3 of them are just going to go into the stash away bag.
Yeah. I wear the princess. I've worn the recent princess ones more, but they're bright, fun colors, and they match my neon, workout pants that I wear, so I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for Dopey to one year be short sleeve.
It would be really nice if one day they give you like the choice when you register.
Choice would be
that would be really
premium.
Nice. I know some races do that, or well, they already give you a choice between like the fitted and the unisex type, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I would love some more short sleeves, because right now, like I said, I'm basically down to just like springtime shirts, because I tried to like phase out some of my old ones before they got too janky, because we do sometimes get them turned into blankets.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, see, like long sleeve is great for Colorado weather, and like that's the thing, is like people come from all over the world to do the races, so it'd be really nice if they gave you the choice so you could actually like use the shirt the way that like works best for you. I have seen people do the tailors thing, and I thought about seeing if we could get some of yours into short sleeve. And I always like, when I look at the long sleeve shirts, I feel like, oh, I don't know if it would look great, but then I see other people do it and I'm like, oh, that actually does look normal. I feel like it would look weird.
No, I think it would be fine.
But when I see people actually do it, I'm like, it does not look weird. I just have to find someone who'd be able to do that. It's a good idea.
But yeah, if anyone has any other like questions about either of these race weekends, now would be a good time, and then we'll kind of start to wrap up the show here.
I was gonna look at our Instagram just to make sure. I don't think anyone posted anything there, but I'm gonna double check before we go away.
Double. Nope, I don't think anything. Yeah, this was a little bit impromptu. Usually we try to give at least a day's notice, and we were driving back from getting breakfast. Are there characters you always want to see or hope to see? That's a cool question. I don't know if there's characters that I always want to see. I just really like seeing variety, and I love more than anything being surprised by a character that like we haven't seen in a while. Like I think Wine and Dine this year, like that was the coolest thing was there was quite a few that I hadn't seen or gotten before, or like some really unique ones. The Haunted Mansion Ghosts was
Awesome.
like top tier, one of my favorites. There was like a bunch there, like right at the end, that were
Star Lord
really
and
good.
Gamora.
Star Lord and Gamora,
That was
yes,
awesome.
and that is something that we have the potential for at Disneyland is
More
some
Marvel
more
characters.
Marvel.
Oh my gosh, they have so many Marvel characters. I just like I hadn't really thought about that. Oh,
Yeah,
that's gonna
Captain
be
Marvel would be a cool one, I think.
all they have like
Any
all of
of
them.
yeah, they
They
do.
have they have Ant-Man, Wasp, they have the Dora Milaje, they have Black Panther, they have
Loki, Thor,
Loki, Thor. They had Mobius, and who was like the engineer science
Obi.
Obi, thank you. They had him for a little while. I don't know if they'll be at the race, but they have so many.
Yeah, Marvel would definitely be a really some variety of Marvel would
Yeah.
be some ones I would definitely hope to see because seeing the Guardians out was like one of the highlight
Yeah.
characters
And,
as
and
well.
Disneyland has Guardians too, which is
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Oh, that'll be fun. But yeah, just like new ones because they have lots that they use over and over again. Like the Up characters have been in like every race for the past couple years, which is great because they're super popular.
We
But
get
you see them
Flick
a
and
lot.
Ada like every race weekends.
I
Like
like
every
Flick and
single
Out.
and Horace and Clarabelle. We
Mm-hmm.
get them all the time.
Yeah.
Yep, and the special Star Wars
Oh.
characters.
Yeah, they have those here technically. They don't bring out Star Wars characters a lot. And when they do, it's usually not photo pass. It's usually just like you can see them
Yeah.
here. So it'll be interesting to see if they have them for photo pass during the race.
Yeah, I think Marvel is definitely kind of the big
Mm.
would be the big win there.
Yeah, I just got really excited about it and then watch them have like no Marvel characters.
Yeah, we'll see.
Womp womp.
I mean, the other thing about Wine and Dine we really like though too is the like groups of characters.
They did have like a lot. Like oh, and they had Duffy at Wine and Dine, which I've never seen. I think at a race before, and that was cute.
Yeah, but we had like that one picture where it was Aurora and the Prince and all three fairies in one. I was like,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
it's
Like,
good bang for your buck.
yeah, it was like you never get that many characters in one picture.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think do we kind of wrap it up here?
I think we're wrapping it up a little bit, but we may have another live before the actual weekends come out. Maybe
We will
a Christmas
probably
live.
yes, we will probably have a live for each of the expos, kind of our getting ready shows that we usually do. Maybe have some guests on here with us, like we usually do. Like I said, hopefully we should see that expo information out here in like the next, hopefully next week.
I'm hoping it's next week before like holiday time comes around. I'm guessing the Ren Disney folks don't get too much of a holiday break because it's so soon after.
Yeah, that is like a pretty crazy turnaround. So hopefully next week and the week after that we'll see the Disneyland stuff. So we'll try to do like a getting ready for each of those shows. Take more questions and all of that. They're definitely the Disneyland show. Like the expo is going to, or the expo
Guide.
guide is going to be a lot of information that we really need.
Yeah. Oh, good luck with your 12 miles.
Lillian, yep, good luck. Thanks for hopping on and having a chat with us. We appreciate you guys interacting in the comments. It makes these shows a lot more fun for
Yeah.
us, for sure.
We talk to each other all the time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we do this. We come on to talk to other people, run Disney, have a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that is going to do it. Also, Marcia, thanks for chatting in there too. You two have both been pretty active in the chat today. But I think that is a good spot to leave it off at. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all of that fun
YouTube
YouTubey
stuff.
stuff. And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.